Today, August 7, 2020, pag-uusapan natin ang isa sa hindi na pag-uusapang immigration program for unskilled workers. So make sure you stick around to the entire video para po malaman ninyo kung ano yung tinutukoy ko. Hello everybody, this is Marjorie Quintos, your Filipino-Canadian immigration consultant sa Mercan group of companies. Para po sa mga hindi nakakakilala sa akin, I'm one of the immigration consultants at Mercan group of companies. I had my immigration license since 2011 and I work for one of the biggest and most successful immigration consulting firms in Canada, which was founded in 1989. Marami po kasing unskilled workers ang nagtatanong ng opportunity for them. Kasi kung papanoorin mo yung mga previous na videos ko, it's mostly for specific categories, yung mga truck drivers, caregivers, restaurant workers, and then we had the EB3 program for US for unskilled workers. But what about for Canada? Meron po bang unskilled worker permanent residency? Meron pong isang program dito sa Canada na hindi pa masyadong pinag-uusapan kasi hindi po siya masyadong alam ng mga tao or ng mga employers, or for some reason, I don't know, but based on our experience, this program had been very good para sa mga unskilled workers, and the program is still there. Hindi lang po talaga na pag-uusapan, maybe because people are just confused kung ano po yung hinahanap nila. So stick around and make sure that you watch the whole video dahil isa-isahin natin and I will show you. This video is dedicated to the unskilled workers at ako'y nagpapasalamat dahil kayo po ay nagre-request, nagko-comment. Kaya naman po, please don't hesitate to comment below what you want me to vlog about, kung saan nakatulong yung vlogs ko. And please watch the other vlogs that I've done dahil po, connect po yan eh. When I do my vlogs, I make sure that it's done strategically para po each time na papanoorin nyo yung isang video, ay maiintindihan ninyo dahil meron nang napauna na video about it. And by the way, that's my dog Mochi. He's gonna be walking around, so I'm gonna be distracted for a bit. Una sa lahat, pag-usapan natin ano ba ang skill levels dito sa Canada at bakit merong skilled and unskilled. Alright? Meron po kasing government parameters na nagdidictate kung ano po ang skill level ng isang tao. At yung program na yun or yung parameters na yun was set by NOC or National Occupational Classification dito po sa Canada. So NOC categorizes the jobs and gives the job description to be in that job, including requirements, yung job description, and then connect na rin po yan with the Job Bank Canada. They also merge yung mga information kung ano ba yung wages, where this job is required or in demand. Balikan mo po yung vlog ko about Express Entry para po maintindihan nyo kung ano yung NOC. So, NOC is classified according to 5 different levels, including NOC O, which is for managers, okay? NOC A, which is for professionals. NOC B is for those who have trades or training or college that would lead to some specialization in that occupation. NOC C are those occupations that require high school education. And NOC D are those that are entry level. Yung C and D na occupations po, those are unskilled occupation. Canada po, meron po kaming website where we can find the NOC of a particular worker. Alright? So for me, dahil matagal na po ako sa industry, parang medyo kabisado ko na yung mga skill levels. But for the purpose of new learners, I will put on the comment below kung ano po ba yung website where you can see yung inyong NOC or skill level. So ngayon, alam mo na kung ano yung skill level O, A, B, C, D. Alam mo na kung skilled ka or unskilled ka. Ito na nga yung program na matagal nyo nang hinihintay at gusto ko siguro maghula kayo. Ano bang province ito? Saan ba to? Federal ba o provincial? Mind you, hindi ito Yukon program, hindi rin ito RNIP At of course, hindi to AIPP or Express Entry kasi yung dalawang yun na i-vlog ko na, it's for mostly for skilled workers. But for this particular province, which I've been there once, and to give you a little bit of history about my experience in that province is yung mga first settlers po ng Mercanites dito sa Canada, they landed in this city. And for the most part, wala akong ibang narinig kung hindi. Sobrang babait ng mga tao sa province na ito. Yung mga locals nila, they're very cheerful, they're very helpful, at saka yung sa settlement po ng mga Filipinos natin doon, ang bilis dahil sobrang welcoming yung community. Now, on the beginning of Mercan's projects doon po sa province na yun, we became very successful and marami pong nadala doon sa province na yun. Yes, because they trust Mercan as a company. Second, gusto nila Filipinos. And then, nagkaroon ng changes sa policies on immigration, nagkaroon ng requirement for skilled workers, nagkaroon ng, basta ang daming nangyari talaga from the last 6 years dito sa Canada because karoon ng tightening sa rules ng immigration or recruitment. And that's why medyo nagkaroon ng konting pause on our recruitment there. But even with COVID-19, marami pa rin demands dito sa province na to. Now, ano ba yung requirement? Eto na, sasabihin ko na. Wait, ano ba unahin ko? Parang gusto kong unahin yung ano bang province ba muna? Or yung requirement? Let me think. Ano kaya? So, eto na, reveal ko na kung anong province po ba ito. Very nice place to live in. Maganda yung nature at maganda yung ugali ng mga tao. So, eto na! Newfoundland and Labrador. So, salamat po sa mga nagbigay ng pictures nila dahil, naku, ang gaganda ng mga pictures, ang sasaya nila, hindi ba? Gusto kong batiin yung mga nasa Labrador City, sa Happy Valley, Goose Bay, at sa St. John's, Newfoundland, yung lalo na yung mga Mercanites dyan, at lalo na syempre yung mga kapwa natin Filipino. Salamat po dahil you're working hard, you're still living there, at nag-iiwan po kayo ng magandang track for Filipinos like us para po makahanap po tayo ng mas maraming opportunities para sa ating mga kabayan. So ngayon nga, tuturuan ko na yung mga kabayan natin na unskilled workers kung ano ba yung program na pwede nilang applyan. Kaya sana po, kung nandyan kayo sa Newfoundland and Labrador, if meron po kayong makitang employer, please, you may redirect them to me para po makausap sila ng maayos. Who knows, malay nyo, isa sa mga YouTube subscribers ko ay makahanap po ng work through connection or through contact by an employer dito po sa amin, dito sa Mercan. For now, ang job orders ng Mercan na available are for food counter attendants who are already in Canada and are looking for relocation for, for their PR purposes as well. Kasi alam ko po maraming mga Filipinos ang nag-expire ang work permit at yung iba naman po ay hindi na na-renew dahil po nag-close yung businesses. Food counter attendants po, we still have few spots left. Anyway, just comment below if you are in Canada and looking for a job for relocation. Newfoundland and Labrador is where we could place you. Ito po sa Newfoundland and Labrador, hindi po nila kina-classify yung program nila according to the level of skills. So wala po silang skilled worker, unskilled worker category. They only call them skilled workers. So iba't ibang program, iba't ibang category. I'll also place on the link below. Meron po akong nahanap na brochure or information guidelines galing po sa Newfoundland government para po mabasa ninyo. The regular provincial nominee program ng Newfoundland and Labrador. Paano po ba magkaroon ng provincial nomination in Newfoundland and Labrador? We're gonna go to their website, go to Provincial Nominee Program, and with this, you will see na meron silang iba't ibang tabs. Alright? Na-mention ko na sa inyo yung about sa AIPP kasi kasama po yung Newfoundland and Labrador sa Atlantic provinces. That's why if you are interested in AIPP, please watch my other vlog. But for the purpose of unskilled workers, here is something that you have to know. In Newfoundland and Labrador, meron pong very, very special program, something na hindi mo mahahanap sa iba't ibang province. Dito lang talaga sa NL makikita itong something na to that can replace an LMIA. Now, kung hindi mo alam kung ano yung LMIA or LMIA, Labor Market Impact Assessment, this is government's approval for an employer to hire a foreign worker. Ini-issue po yan ng federal government through ESDC, Employment and Social Development Canada. Yun po nag-i-issue ng LMIA. Mahirap pong kumuha ng LMIA these days kasi po maraming rules and policies. There's a Newfoundland and Labrador, there is a document or a process that can replace an LMIA. It's called JVA or Job Vacancy Assessment. When an employer is in dire needs of workers, pwede silang mag-go through Newfoundland, the provincial government, para po kumuha ng JVA. Now, yung JVA process, hindi rin po masyadong madali. Pero, ang comment ko about Newfoundland and Labrador, they're very, very helpful to their business employers dahil po, syempre, tulong-tulong sila to build up the economy, right? So, on that note, nagtutulungan ang government sector at ang mga business sector para ma-meet yung needs ng businesses. In most cases, the employers that I've worked with, hindi sila masyadong nahirapan dahil po, syempre, of course, wala silang violation, right? And at the same time, yun nga, tumutulong talaga yung government para po ma-meet yung needs ng mga employer. To be eligible for a JVA, an employer must be established and operating in Newfoundland and Labrador. So they employ at least 2 employees, and they have to be compliant with labor law. They demonstrate success in retaining foreign workers. Most of these employers, they would have had already a foreign worker in the past. So if they can show to the government na they were able to retain their workers, international or foreign workers, up to this date or for several years, then their chances of getting a JVA would be high. What are the eligible positions? The vacant position to be filled by an international worker can be in any NOC, skill level O, A, B, C, or D. Isn't that nice? Dito sa Newfoundland, they don't categorize the levels by skilled or unskilled. Everyone for them is skilled worker. Diba? Ang nice nila kasi parang wala silang dinadown. Lahat skilled. Really good program dahil tumatanggap sila ng unskilled workers. O, A, B, C, D, any occupation are accepted here. So, kasi sa ibang province talagang dinidetermine nila unskilled worker or skilled worker. But for here, everyone is skilled. Isn't that nice? Ang polite nila, di ba? Kasi hindi talaga sila nagtatawag ng low skilled, high skilled, whatever. Lahat para sa kanila skilled. Newfoundland and Labrador JVA requirements, the employer must advertise in Canada's job bank. Alright, so kailangan yung pumunta sa job bank para makita nyo kung sino ba yung mga employers na nag-advertise doon dahil malamang kung meron silang job bank advertising, baka either nag-apply sila ng LMIA or nag-apply sila ng JVA. So, after watching this video, panoorin nyo po yung Job Bank Canada ko na vlog. The length of validity ng JVA is 2 years. Ibig sabihin, there could be some employers na meron pa silang valid na JVA, or if they apply today, they can use that for the next 2 years to hire their foreign workers. Ano ba yung requirements para po mag-qualify sa Newfoundland and Labrador Provincial Nominee Program Skilled Worker? Una, you have to have a job offer. Kaya nga po, pinagpauna ko na, gumawa na ako ng vlog about how to find an employer using Canada Job Bank dahil po, yung mga nag-a-apply ng JVA na employer, kailangan nilang mag-advertise sa job bank. So, hanap ka ng employer doon, just shoot blanks, but make sure that when you apply for a job, dapat po kung ano yung related work experience mo.
Wala rin pong nababanggit na specific educational attainment po dito sa NLPNP.
Just make sure that your skills are at least the same or higher than kung ano po yung naka-advertise, okay? Age! Ito yung lagi yung issue, di ba? Dito sa Newfoundland and Labrador PNP, skilled worker, 59 years old ang maximum age limit. Nakakatuwa naman dahil, di ba, ito na siguro yung dream come true na program ng mga 59 and below. Another requirement is your intent to live and settle in Newfoundland and Labrador. That's why during the application process, yung mga officers po ng Newfoundland Immigration, ini-interview po yung mga applicants by phone to determine kung ano ba yung intent ng worker, whether they're gonna live or not in Newfoundland. Because otherwise, the officer may refuse an application if may makita silang chance na baka aalis ka lang din sa Newfoundland and Labrador after mong maging permanent resident. Next is the language requirement. If you're applying for permanent residency in Canada under an economic class or employment-driven class, most of the time, you will be required to submit a language test in the form of the recognized language test, IELTS, or CELPIP. Pero yung requirement lang is Canadian Language Benchmark 4, CLB Level 4. Madali lang, right? So, how does the process go? First, of course, yung employer po na merong need ng foreign worker will apply for a JVA. Once they have the foreign worker who qualifies for provincial nomination, yung applicant po will submit their application for PNP. Using the JVA attached, yung job offer. What happens is, of course, there's expected delays, right? But on regular time frame, mga in 3 months, meron ng provincial nomination certificate yung applicant. Along with that provincial nomination certificate, yung applicant po will have a work permit application support letter. With that support letter, they can apply for work permit or work visa. Provincial nomination certificate, it's valid for 6 months. So within that time frame, kailangan mag-apply din ni worker ng actual permanent residence application in centralized intake office dito po sa Sydney, Nova Scotia. Let's say overall the application process for someone to get their PR is approximately 2 years. So on that note, the worker may come to Canada as a foreign worker first and wait for their PR to be approved in here. If you're an unskilled worker right now, be prepared because you're basically competing with applicants na merong mas higher education or mas may high level na experience. But as for me, ang may papayo ko sa inyo is that dahil yung intent mo must be a long-term intent in that province, when you make an application, show your best asset to the employer, which in fact is loyalty. So like I said, if you are wanted by an employer, kung gusto nila talaga kayo, makita nila na meron kang potential to grow with them, be with them for a long period of time. My experience, we've had applicants na talagang nakapasok even if they were competing with mga more qualified na applicants dahil napakita nila doon sa employer during the interview na kaya nilang makipagsabayan sa mga skilled workers at kaya nilang mag-grow to at that level where the higher skilled workers are at. At syempre, yung intent mo, you have to have that core intent in you para makatulong doon din sa business or sa employer na pagtatrabahuhan mo. Dito po sa Newfoundland and Labrador, yung mga employers po na nakikipag-connect, they're usually small businesses, mga family-owned na restaurants, mga family-owned na grocery stores, mga ganyan. And so, it's, basically, you can make an application directly to those employers without having a recruiter. Now, how can we help you? If you have halimbawa, meron kang nahanap na employer and hindi nila alam kung paano mag-process, pwede nyo silang patawagin po sa amin dito sa Montreal. If they want references, we can give them references po ng mga employers that we've dealt with in Newfoundland and Labrador. And flex ko lang, talagang yung mga employers dyan sa province na yan na nakatrabaho na po namin, masayang-masaya po sila sa services ng Mercan. So, kung meron po kayong natutunan dito po, do a thumbs up. At kung meron pa po kayong gustong mga topic na gawin natin, please comment below. I really appreciate your comments. At sana po ay makatulong itong vlog ko na ginawa ko today para po sa inyo. So, that's it for today for unskilled workers under the Newfoundland Provincial Nominee Program Skilled Worker category with JVA Job Vacancy Assessment Backup. Again, this is Marjorie Quintos, ang inyong immigration consultant sa Mercan Group of Companies. Thank you so much for watching. See you!